both of them very rich. And you know, these guys, they own
Yeah,
lunch.
cultured rich,
and,
dude.
You know, I've not heard a thing. I've not heard a thing from them.
There it is.
You know, but I expect to get lunch from one of them or both of them sometime soon. Mike, before we get to you, and Mike, I got something I want to talk with you about here in a moment. Yes. But I want to ask Dave. Dave, you missed last Wednesday, so I want to ask you: are you going to be here this Wednesday?
No, I'm actually going to be in Phoenix on Wednesday. What you're talking third person?
So for you, what we're
Wednesday.
gonna so for you, what we're gonna for Dave, for you, what we're gonna do today, because you're not going to be here Wednesday, we're going to make this third person Monday because you're not here Wednesday.
Oh.
And we actually missed you. We actually missed you Wednesday. So it's third person Monday, and Nate wants to hear you go in third person, Dave, and Mike, I love hearing you go third person, but Mike, I have a question for you also.
Okay, yes.
Did you watch the clips? Did you watch the clips of the New Orleans Saints after their game yesterday?
Not after the game. I mean, I watched the highlights of the game. I know that Jameis did not play, and Taysom Hill was in there a bunch of times. But what were the clips? Was he dancing again?
So Jameis was in the locker room. What ESPN does, they do a special outtake of the coaches talking with the players in the locker room after their win. And so Jameis was standing there in all of his glory. He wasn't wearing a shirt. He was wearing a towel, you know, but the camera was squarely on Jameis as the coach was talking to the team. And for some reason, I just knew you were watching at the time.
Oh, well, I got to watch now.
You know,
I mean,
in their locker room,
it's on YouTube or something.
I'm sure I could find the clip somewhere.
Let me tell you what Dave Morales.
Find that. You ought to
Dave
be able to
Morales
find
thought
that.
was interesting yesterday.
So,
yeah, what did Dave think?
Dave Morales, the Broncos beat the Chiefs.
I
dude.
know.
What?
What in the world happened? You know what? Taylor Swift was not at the game, right? Was she at the game?
No.
I don't think she was.
Do you know what they did at the end?
Happens.
No, she wasn't
The
at the game.
Broncos
That's what happened.
organization played Taylor Swift songs.
Yeah, to mock them.
Yes. Dude, but the Broncos, nobody had that in their pool, including Dave Morales.
No.
Nobody.
So Dave, let me just say to you that Nate didn't like it either because Nate had Mahomes starting on his fantasy football league.
Oh, yeah, he didn't throw up any good numbers yesterday.
Nate's team is not going to win this week because Nate had, you know, I started Patrick Mahomes at my quarterback when I probably should have started Joe Burrow, who went off yesterday against the San Francisco 49ers.
He was looking like the
I have
former
both
Joe
those
Burrow.
quarterbacks. Yeah, looking really, really good. But I just, you know, Nate doesn't know what happened, so I thought I'd rely. Mike, you haven't gone third person yet, so you got everybody needs to know if you're just
Mike is
tuning in,
busy
why are
right
we
now
talking
because
in
I'm
third
trying to
person?
look up
Because
this locker room thing with Jameis.
He really is. He's looking
it's
it
third
up.
person.
I'm thinking that it's probably
we're making this
on Twitter.
So, Nate.
Hey, Mike,
Sir.
Mike, you can't say I. You have to. Say Mike. You can't say I. This is third person.
So
this is third person.
Did you find it?
No.
Dave Morales has a story for you. So I remember I said a couple of minutes ago that I was going to be in Phoenix, or that Dave is going to be in Phoenix. So we picked up our third market for the Backstage Experience. Yay! We premiere in Phoenix this Saturday.
That's awesome.
So
Congrats.
thank you.
Congratulations.
John and
That is
I
awesome.
from BackstageWell.com. Thank you. Are headed to Phoenix on Wednesday to shoot promos and things like that. Okay, this was set up like weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then what happens? The Diamondbacks get in the World Series.
Oh, so now, I was wondering.
It's their off day. It's the only off day. So the station emailed us on Friday and said, "Hey,
wait, no. The station emailed Dave on Friday.
The station, Fox 10 in Phoenix, emailed Dave Morales and John Stenball and said, "Still come in, guys. We're going to shoot promos, but in case you didn't know, Diamondbacks made it to the World Series." I'm like, of course I know.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, in case you don't remember, Astros.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, by the way, I am
Should've been
rooting
there.
for the Diamondbacks. Call me sore loser.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you're salty? Because
Very.
Yeah.
Only reason. And I'm just going to say it for what it is. I'm a sore loser.
Dave is a sore loser.
Dude, Dave is a sore loser. I love this, by the way. Dave loves this. Because We're going to be in the middle, and the series is tied 1-1. But John and Dave are going to be right in the middle of the, and we know what it's like in Houston when the Astros have gone to the World Series.
And then there's usually celebrities around.
Big time.
Big time celebrities.
Dave Morales is going to be looking for them. And Dave and John are going to be. This is tough. It's harder than you. I don't know how The Rock does it. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool, and it's on Fox. So we'll be, or Dave and John will be right in the heart of it.
Did Dave get a like a credentials to get?
Dave couldn't get credentials when it was in Houston. You think? Watch Dave get credentials at Fox 10. I'm not dissing Fox 26. But watch Dave get credentials at Fox 10 in Phoenix.
Dave might do that. If Dave asks, then Dave might get.
Dave might get, really?
Yeah.
We'll see.
If Dave asks, Dave may receive. This is a lot
more difficult than it's, yeah. A couple things real quick. Five Nights at Freddy's #1 at the box office this weekend. Surprised a lot of people, including Universal
got
Pictures.
like $22 from Mike's kids.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
It's
so Mike's two teenagers went with their best friend across the street.
But you weren't invited.
No.
Mike wasn't invited.
Mike was not invited. Mike asked to go. Mike said, "I want to go see this movie, because we like laugh." I mean, Mike and Anne Marie and Juliana and Gia. Mike and them like laughing at cheesy movies and stuff, but especially like scary cheesy movies, which is why we always like to go see underwater disaster movies because they always do dumb things. Yeah. But Mike was not allowed to go. Mike was not invited.
You just described this movie perfect. Cheesy, kind of fun.
Yeah.
And there are some scary elements to it. People have said, Dave, it is scary.
It seems scary. It does seem scary, Dave. But
it's cheesy too, but it's so quirky. There's a song that a few people might know that are watching called Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics.
Sure.
And it's all over the movie.
It's a great song.
And Dave asked the director, how did you come on that, to use that song? And she was like, the director, she's really cool. She said, it describes his plot so well. And if you look at the lyrics, I hear secrets.
Are the members of the band, the Romantics, are they still around?
I don't know, but Dave Morales has a fun fact. Dave interviewed them when Dave was in high school.
Really?
They came through Houston. My mom had to drive Dave to the interview. Didn't have a driver's license. Dave interviewed Ozzy Osbourne and didn't have a driver's license.
I never knew that about Dave.
Dave interviewed the Romantics, Men at Work. Dave did not have a driver's license. Mom drove me. She's watching. Hi, Mom.
Wow.
Speaking of which, Dave Morales in 45 minutes is talking to Grammy-winning musical artist, legend, Peter Frampton.
Oh, now that is awesome.
Wow.
I've met
Peter
him
is
before.
great. Yeah.
Dave met him before.
That is cool.
Dave.
This is really difficult.
So Dave has met him before, so I wonder if he'll remember Dave.
I doubt it.
Well,
but I have
never know.
Dave has a photo to show him. I showed it to you.
You should.
It's a really bad picture.
Show him. Say, hey, remember this?
Yeah, and so it was backstage at the, it might have been the Masonic Hall in San Francisco, where Dave just saw Ringo Starr for $60.
Did you meet Ringo?
No. Oh. Well, here's the story.
Okay.
This is so freaking cool. You know how you think of like the classic rock stars and the shows where the limo or whatever would be pulled up and they all run out? Mm-hmm. John and Dave were walking in front of the Masonic to catch an Uber. We decided to go a block away to catch the Uber, and there was a black van that showed up, and there goes Ringo Starr right in front of us, and there goes Colin Hay.
Yeah.
Dude from Toto.
Oh, they were hanging out together?
Well, they all played together. It's Ringo Starr
it's the
and the
All-Star Band.
All-Star Band.
Yeah, the All-Star Band.
But they all ran out. It looked like something from like the 80s or 90s.
Right.
The classic, were like, oh, there goes the rock star.
Yeah.
Dude, it was
all
cool.
Together.
And I saw Dave saw Ringo Starr and geeked out.
Wow.
A Beatle.
Saw a Beatle.
And I was screaming like Dave was screaming like I was like, Ringo, and I said, call it A. And they all went just like that. Like, dude, I was like, yeah, Dave was a total geek.
Dave has lived quite a life at this young age.
Well, Dave's going to talk to Peter Frampton in now 47 minutes.
Hey, so Mike is going to take a moment here and share with you the 7-day forecast.
Please do, because I'm getting my shutters painted, as you know.
Oh, so we got to time it all out. So here's what we got going on. Today, Mike, Dave, Nate is prepared. He's got his layers on that he had on earlier for the cold. It feels like winter out there. If you haven't been outside, it's a shock. It's in the 40s. It's windy. It's drizzly.
Dave
it
loves
really is pretty nasty. Dave likes it. Some people may not like it. Tonight down in the 40s and still kind of drizzly. Tomorrow is Halloween. If you want to go see Five Nights at Freddy's or is The Exorcist out yet or no?
Yeah, it's still
The
out.
Exorcist. So, and it is going to be a nearly full moon, by the way, too, should the clouds clear. The weather should be fine for trick-or-treating. It's going to be chilly. And then the rest of the week, cold mornings. We'll probably have some 30s and really gorgeous afternoons. Sunshine, dry air, it's going to be just fantastic, the whole thing. So
Shutter Day is Wednesday. Per Mike
Shutter Day is
Iskevitz.
It should be fine on Wednesday. I think it's going to dry very quickly on
Dave
Wednesday.
loves that.
Yeah.
Dave got a letter from the HOA, and for the record, I am on the board.
You're on the board. Dave is on the board.
Dave is on the board, but these are automatically generated. So Dave,
if Dave needs to get painted shutters or something, is that?
yeah, just touch-ups.
Oh.
But so we have
I hate those letters. I
Dude,
mean, I know they have a job,
but I'm
I
on the
hate getting those
board.
letters. Yeah.
Dave got a letter from Dave.
Oh, it
Because
says
the
Dave, yeah.
inspector drives around, as they all do.
Yeah,
Dave
take
looks at the
pictures.
reports. That's part of my gig. And Dave saw Dave's address and went, huh? And then the letter showed up. So Dave emailed the president of our board and said, hey, don't worry.
No one is above the law.
No one is. That's a good story.
No one is above the HOA regulations, even the village rep.
Hey
or
guys,
whatever.
Mike and Dave.
Anyway.
Mike and Dave.
Yes.
I need to
All
do.
right.
I need to do a quick. I need to interrupt you guys real quickly. For those of you who tuned in late and wondering why we're talking in third person, it is very difficult to do this when you don't do it on a regular basis. This is third person Monday because Dave is not going to be here, and Nate decided to go and make this third person Monday. So now back to Mike and Dave with their third person collaboration.
It's really hard for Mike to do. It feels really unnatural.
Dave
Mike to do
actually,
this.
might be here on Wednesday because Dave's flight doesn't leave till 1.
Oh, I think that's against the law.
That I lied?
No, to have Dave lied? No, because you can't have 2 third-person days in one week. Otherwise, Dave might go to jail or something, or Dave's going to get another letter from the HOA.
John's calling, look.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate. Dave just realized the flight's not till 1 in the afternoon, so Dave will be here on
Well, let
Wednesday.
me, not to change the subject too quickly here, but I am changing the subject. Nate, what happened with the Texans?
Yeah.
How did CJ, how did everybody, the Panthers were 0-6, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
They took advantage of
Yeah, but
our
you know
mistakes.
what? You know it's like we say all the time. Those guys get paid too, and
Right.
the other thing is that they had time to work on the scheme all week long for CJ. They knew exactly what he was going to do, and it showed on the field. He only threw for 140 yards,
Yeah.
and so it was very difficult to complete a pass. And I'll tell you this: some of his guys dropped some passes they should have caught too. So you have to be able to get the ball down the field. The thing that the Texans have been trying to do all year is run the football. And they finally rushed for over 100 yards yesterday. I was glad to see that. But this is a day when you can't throw the ball, you have to be able to run it. So that means you have to be able to rush for at least 175, 200 to compensate for the 140 in the air. 140 yards in the air unless you throw 3 touchdowns, during the course of those 140 yards that you throw for. You got to complete those passes, and they all have to be scores. Otherwise, it's not happening. Not in the National Football League, and they couldn't get it done against the Panthers, and the Panthers were able to make big plays during the course of the game very quickly. They had a 6-minute and 17 drive, 6-minute 17 possession drive.
Yep.
6 minutes, 17
Ball
seconds,
control.
17 seconds possession drive at the very end to kick the winning field goal. That's how they got it done. When your defense can't stop them on that drive, you're in trouble. So that's why they were able to score the winning, kick the winning field goal, win the game.
Mm-hmm. You know what was one of the craziest games I was watching the highlights of yesterday, Nate, was the New York Giants. They were playing against the Jets.
Yeah.
The Giants set an NFL record. They had negative passing yards, like net passing yards, negative, in an overtime game. I think it's never happened before because the one quarterback had like 7 passing yards, and then the backup quarterback came in and had -1 or something, and plus they had sacks and stuff.
It's the Giants.
Never, ever happened before.
Right.
Absolute humiliation.
Dave, for the record, too, I'm
here's-
admitting a lot of things today. Dave had the Texans winning yesterday as well as the Kansas City Chiefs. Dave did not have a good week in his pool.
Well, most people would.
Yeah, I thought Houston was going to win. Dave thought Houston was going to win. Anyway.
Sure Dave did.
Yeah, we
Sure
thought
Nate
they'd
did.
go on the road and beat Carolina. We thought they'd go on the road to beat Carolina like they did Jacksonville. Carolina's an 0-16, but that's the team that on a specific Sunday, on any given Sunday, they'll rip. You know what I'm saying? They can win a game. Guys, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Dave, we'll see you Wednesday. We'll figure out something else to do besides third.
Yeah,
person,
if you have
because a lot
nothing
of
else to
people
do,
don't
maybe
understand.
we'll.
No, but the flight's not till
I mean,
later.
maybe Dave will be here.
Dave will be here.
We'll figure
Dave,
out
what am I
something.
saying? Dave will be here. My bad.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. Nate's going to sign off now. Mike's going to sign off. Dave's going to sign off. It's been a great Monday. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. And to the crew back at the station, you know who you are. We will celebrate you on Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody.
The already precarious security and humanitarian environment in Syria. I thank both briefers for their detailed briefings. Mr. President, first, the situation in Israel and Palestine has a worrying risk of regional spillover. Already, there are reports of exchanges of cross-border fire in the Golan Heights and the strikes on the Damascus and Aleppo international airports. Japan will continue to work in close cooperation with the international community, including the UN, to calm the situation as soon as possible. Additionally, devastating drone